A Garden Called Home. Written by Jessica J. Lee, illustrated by ELAINE. Winter is arriving. The air has turned clear and cold, and the trees have lost their leaves. White snow is falling in sticky bunches. The snowflakes fizz and dissolve when I catch them on my tongue. Mama doesn't like winter. She spends the whole season wrapped up in a big quilted jacket, making steaming pots of congee and taking care of her houseplants. She never wants to go outside. Mama was born in a country where green trees grow from every hillside. The summers there are hot and humid, and the winters are filled with warm rain, but I've never seen it. I only know it from her bedtime stories. This winter, Mama tells me one night, I'm taking you to visit my sister. I imagine Mama's homeland as I drift off to sleep. When it's finally time to go on our trip, we load up our suitcases with t-shirts and light shoes, umbrellas and sunscreen. Mama tells me I won't need my winter coat. The plane ride is long. Even though it takes all night, we don't sleep much. When we arrive, the air feels thick and heavy, nothing like the cold winter I know back home. My t-shirt sticks to my back and my hair gets all frizzy. Auntie meets us outside the airport. They hug for a long time. We take a taxi to Auntie's house on the edge of the city. The ferns and flowers flutter in the breeze. The buildings are so tall they disappear into the clouds. On the horizon, green mountains stretch as far as I can see. There isn't any snow here. No wonder Mama doesn't like winter. Every day is busy and filled with family visits. I've never heard Mama talk so much. But when we have time to ourselves, Mama and I go on lots of walks. One afternoon, we go hiking. The hills are steep and my feet ache, but Mama scrambles up the trail even faster than me. She points to trees, bushes, flowers, and birds, smiling the biggest smile I've ever seen. We reach a clearing and Mama stops for a rest. Do you see the steam? She asks. It's because we're walking on an ancient volcano. The trees only grow on one side of the hill, where the soil is warm and cozy, and they can shelter from the cold wind. The next day, Mama takes me to my uncle's small farm in the flatlands. She crouches down and shows me the vegetables she used to eat as a child. Shudu captures nutrients from the air to make the soil healthy for other plants. Joaga crawl along the ground and protect the soil. Aihao makes delicious sweet dumplings, but here on the farm it keeps mosquitoes away. I repeat their names in Mandarin as she points to each one. On our last day of our trip, Mama takes me to a lookout in the high mountains. Do you see those pine trees? Mama points to the steep mountains. Their tough roots help the mountains stay steady when there are earthquakes or landslides. The plants and the land supports one another. Isn't it wondrous? I had never thought about the tree roots before, or that mountains would need to help staying strong. It is time for us to fly home again. We hug our family and say goodbye. Mama's smile disappears. I wish we had more time to explore together. Back at home, Mama waters her houseplants. She wears big quilted jacket but never goes outside. So I spend my days learning by myself. I ride my bicycle to the library and take out all the books they have about plants. I draw all the different leaves and learn how to tell each tree apart. I learned that some trees need the cold winters so they can rest before flowering in spring. I stuffed my pockets with pine cones, each one a different shape than the other. I scanned the trees to spot birds as they shelter, and I listened closely for their song. I like the chickadees, called the best, chickadee-dee-dee. I explore the forest each weekend. I learn how fungi grow huge webs of underground, use the web to send each other messages. Nutrients and waters. I learn how nutcracker birds rely on white bark pines for food in winter, and that they scatter seeds for the trees in return. I learn that some trees need forest fires to grow. The heat helps open up the thick shells of seeds that have waited years to sprout. Then they can take root, growing green in the ashes. I want to tell Mama all about it, the way she taught me, so I invite her for a walk. This is the serviceberry tree. Its seeds need the cold winter to sprout, I say to Mama. When old trees die, tasty morels can grow on their longs and stumps. I point to the tuft of hardy bunch grass, glistening with frost. Do you see that grass, Mama? It sends its roots deep into the soil, making the earth stronger. I show Mama that nature here can be wondrous too. Looking out at the snow-covered forest, she begins to smile. This spring, Mama and I are planting a garden. We're planting the mugwort Mama showed me on our trip, and scallions and cabbages to cook with. We're making neat rows for all the vegetables and scattering flower seeds willy-nilly on the edges. We are planting local wildflowers too. I teach their names to Mama as she studies the seed packets. Larksprouts and buttercups, willow herb and yarrow. She repeats the names after me. Together we are growing a garden that feels like home. The end.